Breitbart, California Governor Gavin Newsom suspends rebuilding regulations after wildfire devastation. The 3-page executive order signed by the governor this week would aim to streamline the building permit process, as well as roll back environmental regulations that would subject rebuilding to layers of time-consuming bureaucracy. The order covers all of Los Angeles and Ventura counties, both of which were affected by the wildfires, which have been estimated to be the costliest in California history. The order is likely to be the first of several permit streaming measures issued by state, county, and city agencies in the wake of the devastating fires across greater Los Angeles, according to the New York Times. Newsom's order would also direct state agencies to coordinate with local governments to remove or expedite permitting and approval processes during rebuilding. The most impactful rollback instituted by Newsom would be the waiver on permit requirements under the California Environmental Quality Act and the California State Coastal Act. The New York Times illustrated the intense burden those laws had placed upon developers. Let's go ahead and take a look at what this is here. The California Environmental Quality Act is a California statute passed in 1970 and signed into law by then-Governor Ronald Reagan, shortly after the United States federal government passed the National Environmental Policy Act to institute a statewide policy of environmental protection. Okay, all right, that's one. And the California State Coastal Act. No, that doesn't actually help. So let's go ahead and copy that. Paste it here. Bada boom, bada bing. And there we fucking go. The California Coastal Act regulates how land and water along California's coasts are used and developed. The act was passed in 1976 to permanently establish the California Coastal Commission, which was created by a voter initiative in 1972. What the act does: it protects the coasts, prioritizes public access, considers climate change, preserves agricultural lands, prioritizes recreation, protects scenic resources. How the act is implemented: the Coastal Commission plans and regulates land and water use, approves and certifies local coastal programs. Local governments can delegate development review authority to a local coastal program. Development activities generally require a coastal permit from the Coastal Commission. Now, the reason that this seems to be taking place is because, one, the Democrats fucked up really bad. They've placed these ridiculous far leftist hippie environmentalist activists into the Coastal Commission and in the permit process. They apparently have made it very, very difficult in order to go ahead and get something done. Only the super rich are able to go ahead and get something done that they want to deal with when it comes to building and adding onto their properties. They probably also have to pay a hefty fine, or, well, it's a fine or a tax, or actually it's a payoff to shut them up so that they can get things going much more quickly. But it's in response to, I believe, a rant that happened the day after Adam Corolla had issued this, after he had to flee the California wildfires. He was in a hotel. He recorded his show inside the hotel, and he pretty much laid it down here in this epic rant. Let's listen to what he has to say here.
The guys who lost their $20 million homes on the ocean side of PCH will be knee-deep in the permit process. They will be trying to pull permits when the guys in the Winnebagos will have been back for months before those guys ever get a permit. As a matter of fact, good fucking luck, because here's the deal. Alan Hamill and Suzanne Summers moved because they could not get a permit to rebuild their home of 40 years on the ocean on PCH, right? So here's what's going to happen. Let me just give you guys a little primer of what's going to happen. You know how Bill Maher seems real conservative now when he's like arguing with Jane Fonda about regulations, too many regulations, like strangling everything? Because remember, when Bill Maher tried to put solar in his house in Beverly Hills, that's when he turned against the government, because he saw what the government and the overreach of government and overregulation does. He got strangled. It took him 3 years to build a solar shack. He had a whole countdown on his show, you know, day 1,000 since I've got my permit for my solar. He turned. Okay. The people who live in Malibu, who live in Santa Monica, who live in the Palisades, those are some of the most progressive blue voters in the world, or in the United States. They are a bastion of blue. So what those guys did is, all the people in the Palisades, I checked it out. It's about 80% blue, 80% progressive, 80% Democrat. Now, these pussies are all sitting around crying about Karen Bass, water pressure, how come the forest wasn't cleared of all the brush, what's happening with the infrastructure. You guys all voted for Karen Bass, the mayor of Los Angeles. You all voted for Gavin Newsom. And now you fucking get what you get. Oh.
I don't. You know, he's 100% right when he says that you voted for this and you're gonna get what you're gonna get. I hate to be I hate the I told you so fucking conversation shit. You know, all right, we didn't want this to fucking happen. You know, this is the last goddamn thing that anybody wants to happen. We don't want the destruction of people's fucking goddamn homes and everything that they fucking work for. All right, that's, yeah, but he is right. All right, you're gonna run into the permit problem, and now all of a sudden these important environmental protections that they put in place because climate change and all this shit, it's completely fucking useless. Newsom, if this shit was so important, why are you rolling back the regulations now? Maybe because these rich millionaires are your voters and you want to make sure they get what they get. Well, yeah, they're going to be able to go ahead and pay for all the materials and to begin the rebuilding process. They're going to be the ones that are going to be serviced by by these rebuilding companies first, because they can pay these companies cash. Meanwhile, the people who are not as fortunate to have that kind of money, they're going to have to wait for materials because they can't fucking buy the materials at a higher price, which they're going to be which those materials are going to be charged a higher price. Yeah. Even though Newsom's saying, no, we're going to make sure that price gouging is not going to happen. That's fucking bullshit. Every single time something happens, there's price gouging. Price gouging is going to happen, and nobody can fucking stop it. And nobody's really fucking concerned about calling the authorities and telling them that they can't do this or that, because it's going to do nothing but fucking take longer. They're going to pay the extra fucking couple of bucks to get their shit fucking going. Poor people are not going to be able to do that. All right, they're not going to be able to do that. They are going to have to wait longer to rebuild because they can't get the materials, because the rich people bought all the materials up, and they can't get anybody to come and fix their house. And some of them are not really smart enough to be able to fix their houses either, or to even be to begin rebuilding it again. So I have to ask, you're rolling back these regulations for what purpose, sir? For what purpose exactly? All right, for what purpose? I mean, why are the regulations there to begin with if they're not, if they were important then, but now all of a sudden they're not important? Seems like the rich get what they want, and the poor, they get fucked over. Right? So how important are those regulations really, California? All right, to the voters who are out there who are not going to be lucky enough to go ahead and pay on day one to start rebuilding their shattered lives that the government that they put so much stock in failed them and is now leaving them the twist in the wind. What are those regulations for? Do those regulations even fucking need to be there? Or can people just use common sense and say you shouldn't dump fucking garbage and trash the area when you rebuild, or when you want to add a house, or when you want to do this or that? All right, I don't think those regulations even need to be there. I think that they don't need to be rolled back. I think they need to be eliminated outright. But I'm just a blue-collar working class nobody. What the fuck would I know? Laugh and grow fat, ladies and gentlemen. Be pissed.
Run! Escape! Run! Escape! Run! Fight! Run! Escape! What would Rhyme Boy Tano do if he was here right now? He'd make a plan and he'd follow through. That's what Rhyme Boy Tano do. Run! Escape! Run! Fight! When Rhyme Boy Tano was in the Olympics skating for the gold, he did 2 South cows and a triple Lutz wearing a blindfold. When Rhyme Boy Tano was in the Alps fighting grizzly bears, he used his magical fire breath and saved the maidens fair. Run! Escape! Run!
Hey, you fucking freaks, if you like what you hear, click like. That's right, like. It's right there. It's a fucking thumb. Go ahead. You know, it looks like a hand, just like what's on yours. You've got 2 of them. Take the one that operates the mouse or fucking on your little goddamn phone of yours. Go ahead and click it. It's right there. It's in the left fucking corner. Click it. Go ahead, click it. You just love to tap that fucking screen of yours. Go ahead. You know, you need to click that fucking thing. I am commanding you to click that fucking like button, you worthless, fat, pimple-faced piece of shit. I don't care if you have to go to the bathroom. You can do it while you're on the toilet. Click the like button. Subscribe. Get future updates. Update your notifications to ring so that you can go ahead and watch it as soon as it comes out, because that's what you want to do. That's what you need to do. You love it to fucking do that. So go ahead, click like, click subscribe. Go ahead, send your letters for advice to lettersatpurgatory@gmail.com. Go ahead and visit us on Rumble. You'll find us there on Rumble at The Purgatory Cycle. All one word, baby. You'll also find us on YouTube, but you'll probably end up having really highly edited videos because the fucking faggots at YouTube don't like this kind of content. But you do. You do. You love this kind of content. You can't stop watching this type of content. So go do it, you fucking morons.